G'day mates, just got a quick video to explain sort of what we've got for working on the road. A few people have sent us some stuff through Instagram just asking, what equipment do you take with you so you can continue to, do your job if you need to do your job. So I'm just going to run through some of that now. Step one, laptop, obviously. Need something to actually be able to do your electronic work if that's what you do, which is what we do. Now, next thing is internet. So we use a Netgear Nighthawk M1 router. So they're a Telstra only device. You can only buy them from Telstra stores. I'm not sure if Optus have an equivalent, but these things are really good because you can just tap the button on top. It'll tell you how much data you've got remaining, tell you whether you've got service or not. So at the moment we're flicking between 4G and we're occasionally not having 4G. So you can kind of locate this wherever you want. It's got a battery in it. So at the moment it's not connected to anything. It's just sitting by itself. You can actually charge them via USB. It's a USB-C connector. So if you are going to charge them by USB, you're best to actually plug it into like a power source if you can. If not, you can just use a normal USB outlet, but it might take a little bit longer. So yeah, these are really good. The other really good thing about them is on the back, you've actually got the antenna connections. So if you are in an area where you've got, maybe one bar or, not very much service, kind of like where we are now, you can then plug in an antenna to get a little bit more. So we've actually got, haven't had to get this out yet, but we've got a heavy duty magnetic mount, so we can just chuck that on the car. So none of this is actually 100% always mounted to the car, which is really good. So we can just unpack it once we're finally home. And we've got a RFI 4G antenna as well. This is how they come packaged in these bags, which we conveniently can just slide down the sides of the seat. So that's those two. Oh, and also with this, so this is basically just a wireless access point. So in bigger caravans, you'll see people use things like a Selfie Go. The main sort of difference between the two of them is a Selfie Go is I think close to $1,000. These are $400. Might even be cheaper if you can find them in other areas as well. So that sort of covers what you need for your internet. So one of these, or if you want to, go more permanent, you can always get the Selfie Goes that you can chuck a SIM card in. These ones take a SIM card onto the back here. Other than that, you're going to need an inverter. So we just have this little PowerTech 150 watt inverter. A lot of people tend to get much bigger ones. Think about what you're going to be using them for though. So we're only going to be using this for charging laptops. And if you actually look, so MacBooks, for example, if you actually grab the charger, on the back side of them, actually have how many watts they draw. So 60 watts, and I've just checked Steph's and it's 61. We've got 150 watt output of this. So when this is plugged in and being used, it's getting nowhere near the peak limit of what we're going to get out of that inverter. So, don't go out thinking you've got to spend thousands and thousands of dollars on pure sine inverters and really high wattage ones. Have a look at the equipment you're going to use first, and then use them, get the inverter that's going to match up with what you're actually charging. This is pretty simple. It's just a cigarette lighter socket, and then on the front, a 240 volt socket, and then a switch to actually isolate it as well. So realistically, that's, all of the equipment that we normally bring for being able to work on the road. This will allow you to connect multiple devices, so you're not limited to just one. In some places, because Steph's phone is on Optus, she'll actually just use this to get internet on a phone. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So if you've got any questions, leave them in the comments below.